So there's my 5648 finally working. Get the roof built out onto that Connex. Put my handrail up there so I could tend the pipe. Not super hot today. Get some wood put up. I built a trolley like Thumb Country. Got that idea from him. I've been packing wood in here, so eventually once I burn all this, that trolley will come all the way to the front. It comes up to this door on the track there, then I can load right into it. Packed in here. She's heating right now. It turned out pretty decent. I've got it sitting on footers. Eventually I'm gonna pour a slab up under it just to hold some heat in. Burning pretty good. Some logs in there, poles. I think I've been burning it a month now. I think I said that. Put a pretty good wallop on that heat shield. It's doing what it's supposed to do. You see it gets deformed when it gets hot. It's pretty good in there. It's nice and toasty. Got a good bit of wood put up. I got several cords sitting outside still. Yeah, I need to finish up a little bit of the tin up there. I don't have the metal for the eaves, but the whole thing's sitting under a roof anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Well, I got all this plumbed in, all my lines made and buried. Little insulation in there. Turned out pretty good. Working pretty decent. Haven't had no super cold weather, but we'll see how she does when it gets really cold. It actually functions pretty good. It definitely likes the wood for sure, but it's an old school boiler, so I knew it would. So this is what I call my water house. This is really just a transfer station where I brought my water up in here. And I actually have the service and the water supply for Mom's camper here. And there's the old shower house. This used to be an old campground, and that's the shower house. And I have the heating lines running out both sides. One's going into Mom's. The other one goes out the other side, out to the shower house. I have 1-inch lines coming in and just making a loop. And I've got the supplies pulling from the top, and they go out to both line sets, and then I've got pumps on each one. I've got a main pump that just feeds the loop, and then these two I can adjust the speeds on them so that I can play with the temperatures if I need to. Sometimes Mom's gonna maybe need more heat than the shower house, and if the temperatures get really drastic, I have a wood burner in the shower house, so I can always fire up the wood burner in there on those really shitty days and give Mom more of the heat. So that's the setup. Got on-demand water for her. It's not hooked up yet. And I've got a heat exchanger for her that'll also be going She's on this water hose setup now, and eventually I'm gonna plumb it in there permanently, pull that hot water tank out of there and run her a line setup in there and give her a permanent water and hot water, and then give her on demand. That way she's not limited to a 5-gallon hot water tank. But that's the setup there. I'm standing in the shower house here. There's the heat exchanger. I basically have all three of the heat exchanger set up like this one. This is a Vevor 8-inch fan, and it's got a thermostat built into it. Temperature probe that I've got back here. It's not really enough fan for this, but it's alright. They work good on the smaller ones. Mom's only got an 8-inch 8x8 in her camper, and then in the house it's got a 12x12, and this is I think this is like a 16 by 20 or 12 by 20 or whatever it is. You could definitely use a little bit more fan, but those things weren't that much, so I figured I'd try them out. The way I have this circulating air through here, it doesn't really blow all that much. And then there's the wood burner in there, in case I ever need to fire it up. something. See that barrel right there is my property corner. From the camera, but it's pretty extreme grade back here. It's too steep for me to bring my excavator back here, so to haul the wood out of this back section I have to do it by hand. I've just got trees down everywhere. There's a beach back here. Another oak right behind it needs cleaned up. But it drops straight off the mountain on the other side where that oak is. I don't know how much of it I'll harvest. It's just a straight drop off on the other side, probably about 80 feet or better. You can see that oak up in here. This entire ridge up here is all solid rock. A lot of those trees grew over top of that rock. You get those big windstorms and they just blow over. Get big enough where they can't hold themselves up anymore. The other day, those rocks all fell off that. They weren't like that before. That just recently happened. Pretty big old bunch of rocks fell. Right there. Right there. Up there. I've been harvesting off of it, but eventually my buddy's going to bring the dozer back down. I want to cut a trail up on an angle up here to get to the top side of that and then run that ridge down that way so I can harvest all the wood off the top side of that ridge. There's not really any way to get up there, but I've been harvesting a bunch of this and just rolling it down and picking it up down here. get some good hardwood. I'll need it for when it gets cold. Well, I just want to take a little ride and show you. I don't think I've really ever done that too much on my videos, but it's kind of cool. That's pretty much where I harvest my wood at. I've got about 90 acres that I can run around on, and plenty of woods. It's all wooded, so it's plenty enough to keep me busy for that boiler. You guys have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe.